labor at base price is still worth something. And so if you add on expertise, it becomes a very compelling offer. But the beauty of that setup of having 5 or 10 hours that you choose to spend is that there's basically, if you're doing it one-on-one, there's almost no technical, component to it. You don't have to like build all these calendaring and schedule. It's just like, you're just going to text those 5 people, hey, you want to do same time tomorrow. Very simple. And then for each of those, calls that you'll take with them, in the very first call, you just say, hey, I want to just be clear. What's the problem? What do you want to, solve? And do you mind at the end of the 5 hours we spend together, if this was good, if I can tell you about what I do? If you just set that pre-frame up front, and then you do the hours on the 5th call or the 5th hour or the 10th hour, you can say, hey, remember I said at the beginning, I was like, has this been good so far? It's like, awesome. Let me just recap what we've done, what we've covered and the progress we've made. Do you feel happy about that? Great. So this is what I think it would look like. Because also you spent those 5 or 10 hours getting as much information or ammunition from them of all the other problems that you could potentially solve. And then at that point says, hey, I think that I can solve problem 1, 2, and 3. It'll take me maybe 6 months, but this is what kind of an engagement would look like. How does that sound to you? That's all you have to do. And the thing is that after you give someone 5 or 10 hours, there's so much reciprocity that's built up. They're like, well, shoot. I mean, sure. Now, if somebody on the first call says, no, I don't want to, then it's like, you don't even need to continue. And so one of the big things that I'm a big proponent of is absolutely give stuff away for free to people who are qualified.
Yes.
And so we're like, I don't want a lot of tire kickers. It's like, for sure. Neither do I. But if I had a room of 100 of the most qualified people, which if you're like, what are a qualified person? It's BANT. So IBM figured this out like 70 years ago, and it's really never changed. So BANT is budget, authority, need, timing. They have the money to spend, the ability to make the decision. They need the thing right now, and is it now a priority? And so if we had a room of 100 people who met all 4 of those criteria, wouldn't you want to do something and spend 5 or 10 hours for free? I mean, my God, like. If you could sign, like the reason they sell timeshares over 6-hour blocks of time is because it just takes time to build trust for a higher ticket sale. So if anything, it's like you're choosing to say that I'm going to give you 5 hours, but they're giving you 5 hours to influence them to ultimately prove that you're good at whatever you do.
Yeah.
And so I think that is the easiest way to get started. You can make that your front end offer. You can put that in the video. And I think the beauty of that specific offer is that you don't need to even figure out what you're going to sell because you'll figure it out during the time you spend with them. Yeah. And so you can figure out the offer in real time with them. And also because you're doing it one-on-one, you can basically, you can permutate it. You can tweak it every single time you pitch it to somebody on the 5th or 8th call or whatever. That ultimately gets you so many faster iterations that are low risk.
Yeah. Talking to you today, and Alex, I watch your stuff all the time. The thing that's standing out to me is you're super tactical. There's all these methods, there's all these systems. But then when you were talking about your life, you were like, it's all about who I want to become. Mm. Is there a number that you stop at, or is it actually who you want to become that's your North Star?
I see